becoming more and more common to see Amazon selling on your listing and not really understanding why. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Amazon selling used product on their listing, Amazon just being on the listing in general, and not understanding the core reasons as to why that might be happening. So I'm going to explain exactly the settings you need to look at to really understand if Amazon is selling on your listing for a specific reason. Usually it's a pretty easy one. So if we head on over to Manage All Inventory, you can go ahead and go to Remove Unfulfillable Inventory under your FBA Inventory Tools, and then go to your Auto Removal Settings. So a couple of months back, Amazon made the change for auto removal where it is no longer able to be disabled. It is just automatic across the board. Everyone has it enabled from this point on. So with that as well, they added this section, Enroll in Value Recovery Options. So what is this? It means there are 3 different ways in which Amazon can try and recover funds for you. The first being refurbishment. Amazon will try and retape, reglue, restaple boxes, and remove excess tape, etc. from the product for the product to be able to be in refurbished position. So that usually is going to be, as they say, shoes and apparel refurbishment can include steaming and removing of stains. You're also going to see that a lot of times with electronics is another really big category for refurbished goods. Next, they have grade and resell. Grade and resell is when they take the product, see what kind of condition it came back in, and then they grade it. So it's going to be used very good, used like new, used bad, etc. So the reason for that is that Amazon is trying to convey exactly where the product stands in how well it actually is kept up in this whole return process. So people can buy used goods on Amazon. It's not uncommon to see them. And again, you'll probably see them on your listings with Amazon selling them themselves. The last one here would be liquidations. So liquidations is when Amazon tries to sell your product off to a liquidator, usually at a very, very low margin, 5 to 10% of your actual sale price. It's not going to be really good for majority of people unless you're not going to be making any money whatsoever on the product if it gets sent back to you, or negative money in that regard as well. So the biggest one here as well is that people will see the liquidations. A lot of times that liquidation is going to be Amazon Warehouse. So if you're seeing Amazon Warehouse for any reason whatsoever on your listing, that's usually going to be one of these 3 areas. So the most common ones are going to be the grade and sell and then the liquidations. So you can easily turn these off to make it so Amazon is not going to show up on your listings. Now, what do you do with the product at that point? Well, there's a few different options. So obviously Amazon has the ability for you to enroll specific categories and also exclude specific products from these different areas. But let's say you don't want them to do anything with any of your products. Well, all you would have to do is uncheck these, and then past that, we get down to the removals. So this is where automatic unfulfillable inventory used to have it. Again, this is a new area with them trying to recover some money from you, usually in the regard of them selling the product themselves on the listing under a used or used like new condition. But now you have to uncheck all of these and then go right down to your dispose. So you can either have the product returned to you, so that means Amazon will send the product back to you, usually at a charge where you get charged shipping and it's a flat rate. And then secondly, they have dispose. Now the thing to understand is that both returning the product to you and disposing of the product both usually cost the same amount. Amazon will charge you the same amount to return the product or dispose of the product. The only difference being is for large scale shipping. So Amazon will charge for large scale shipping in that regard. Outside of that, if you're looking to have, let's say, Amazon sell on the listing and you're okay with them being on that listing, that's all you have to do is either have refurbishment, grade and resell, or liquidations on. Liquidations will allow for other people as well if Amazon does sell to a liquidator to be on the listing. But usually, again, grade and resell and refurbishment are where Amazon is going to come in. They're going to refurbish it, resell it, and then same thing with grade and resell. They're going to grade and resell it with a used title of some kind. So if you're having issues with Amazon being on your listing, if you're having issues with other people showing up on your listing with refurbished goods, used goods, or you're even getting some complaints of a new seller on the listing selling new goods, it could potentially be a liquidator, right? And this is usually where that issue stems. So I would highly, highly suggest that you go and check this if you're having any of those issues. If you don't have any issue with returning the goods to you, do that. If you really don't want Amazon selling and you really can't afford to have the goods returned to you, just have Amazon dispose of the goods and you shouldn't have this problem anymore.